right, Joe, you ready?
I'm ready. Tell us about how it's made.
So we're going to show you how to build an Aspen. So if this was one of the green molds outside, the first thing we do is we'd wax it with a synthetic wax. And if it's a new mold, we'd actually have to wax it 7 times. Then the next step is we spray in our vinyl ester based Armor Coat gel coat, which is very expensive, extremely best gel coat money can buy. We'll spray that in a real careful pattern so you get a really even finish. You don't want any drips in your gel coat because as it cures, it would ripple through to give you cosmetic troubles on the outside of the boat. So after the gel coat's in and it's cured, but not completely cured, still it's a bit tacky, then we'll go in and put in a layer of 1.5 ounces of matte. But it's not actually matte. We'll put it in with a gun that cuts the pieces like this and gives us that thickness. We don't really want to use matte because it's held together with starches that give troubles to the laminate down the road. So basically at that point, gel coat's in, we'll put in a layer of matte. Then we put in, and this is done with pure vinyl ester resin, about twice the cost of the iso-based resin that we use. And you do that so you never have any blistering in your finished boat, and no moisture can get into it to degrade the vinyl, degrade the laminate, if you will. So vinyl ester gel coat, vinyl ester layer, the first skin coat. Then we'll put in another layer of short fibers with our gun, and then we'll put in a layer of core mat. This is 4mm core mat. And it's not that thick, but what it does, it's again glass micro balloons held together with the polyester fibers, and we'll put that in, and its goal is to cushion the cosmetic surface that's going to be looked at for the rest of the boat's life from the woven roving materials that have kind of a shape to them, and it would make it look kind of modeled if you don't do this core mat. Then we'll put in another layer of short fibers, and now we're going to start building layers of the boat basically. So anytime you're going to use a layer of woven roving, you always use a layer of short fibers. So we'll put in the short fibers, now we're going to put in the 17-ounce woven roving. I don't use 24-ounce woven roving or 34 or 36-ounce woven roving because it's such a big bundle of fibers. The crossovers are really hard to wet out, and it also leaves you big pockets of resin, which I don't like. I'm trying to get it where I can have a material that can contour to the different shapes nicely with the 17-ounce woven roving. And I don't want the fiber bundles so big that I end up with pockets of resin that make it brittle. I want something really tough and resilient when I hit a tree or something. So that's a layer there. So a layer of short fibers, a layer of long fibers, and these woven roving fibers run from the bow all the way to the stern. The reason the table is so big is so that I can run them down and double it over for the 40s. Then we'll put in another layer of short fibers, another layer of long fibers, okay? And this would be the thickness of the boat up at the thinnest section at the top of the hull, right near the gunwale, okay? And then as we work our way down the hull to where it's having to do more work, whether it's hitting a dock or hitting a log, our thicknesses go a little bit more. And then another layer of matte and woven roving. And then now we're at about the chine. Now we're starting to work our way into the bottom of the boat. Another layer of matte, another layer of woven roving, okay? Then, and that's the basic laminate there, the package for the hull itself, okay? Then what we'll do is put in what we do is our double bottom hull here. And now we're putting in a zone of PVC foam and a layer of glass that basically gives us a double bottom. So if you really hit a rock or something bad, you can't poke a hole in the boat. So another layer of short fibers. Then we'll put in a layer of 1/2-inch PVC foam, and this is 8 inches wide, and it goes into the tracking pad like that. Then another layer of short fibers. Then we put in another layer of Divinycell that's cross-linked PVC foam, and it goes up the hull side, across the bottom and up. It's about a 16-inch wide piece, and you can see how it's contoured where it'll fit to any shape in the boat, okay? Then that goes in. Then you put in another layer of short fibers on top of that, and then another layer of woven roving on top of that. So that is the bottom of a 32 Aspen. On the bigger boats, of course, there's a little bit more glass. But that, if you remember when we stepped on this, Joe, how stiff this little piece was and how strong it was, basically immovable. Think about a package like this in the bottom of your boat. Unbelievable strength. And so you know, when you hit a log or you hit something that you didn't expect, it's really good if you're 400 miles from the Coast Guard or somebody that's going to help to know that you've got the boat that's built like this. And then feel the weight of that. I mean, it's literally, it'll get heavier with resin, but it doesn't weigh very much at all. So what we're after is super strong, super light boats. All right, that's it.